The world is at a critical juncture, facing intertwined environmental crises that threaten ecosystems, economies, and communities. Record-breaking heat waves, biodiversity loss, and plastic pollution underscore the urgent need for action. In 2024, the hottest summer and unprecedented natural disasters marked a turning point. Immediate global cooperation and systemic reforms are imperative to avert catastrophic outcomes. 2024 was the hottest year on record, with temperatures 1.60 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, surpassing the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold. This decade of escalating climate instability demands urgent action. The consequences are dire: intensified hurricanes, wildfires, and rising sea levels. We must rapidly phase out fossil fuels and invest in renewables to avert catastrophic changes. Fossil fuel combustion is the largest greenhouse gas source, with carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide peaking in 2023. This locks us into decades of warming, intensifying hurricanes, wildfires, and crop failures. Rapidly phasing out fossil fuels and investing in renewables is crucial to avert catastrophic climate tipping points. Despite climate negotiations, our economy clings to fossil fuels. Carbon taxes work, but lack global cohesion. We must phase out subsidies and incentivize renewables. Without strict regulation and innovation funding, clean energy transition stalls. Subsidies for coal, oil, and gas exceed $7 trillion annually. We must act now to phase out fossil fuel subsidies and incentivize renewable energy. 1.3 billion tons of food wasted annually could feed 3 billion people. This waste contributes 8 to 10% of greenhouse gas emissions. Addressing this requires improving distribution and changing consumer habits. In developed nations, waste is often due to cosmetic standards, while in developing countries, it's about storage inefficiencies. Urgent action is needed to curb this crisis. Biodiversity loss is accelerating at an alarming rate, with a 68% decline in animal populations since 1970. Over 500 species face extinction within 20 years due to habitat destruction and climate change. Immediate action is crucial to halt this sixth mass extinction and preserve our planet's ecosystems for future generations. Plastic production skyrocketed from 2 million tons in 1950 to 419 million tons by 2015. Annually, 14 million tons enter our oceans, with 91% never recycled. The United Nations treaty's delay hampers progress. We must promote biodegradable alternatives, ban single-use plastics, and enforce corporate accountability to protect marine ecosystems. Forests are vanishing rapidly, with only 10% expected to remain by 2030. Deforestation, driven by agriculture and logging, results in carbon dioxide emissions, soil erosion, and biodiversity loss. This crisis demands urgent action to protect these vital ecosystems, which are crucial for carbon storage and habitat preservation. Immediate global cooperation and policy reforms are essential to halt this destruction. Air pollution claims 4.2 to 7 million lives annually, with 9 out of 10 people breathing unsafe air. We urgently need stricter air quality standards and investments in clean energy. This silent killer demands immediate action to protect our health and environment. Arctic warming is accelerating, with sea levels rising 3.2 millimeters annually. This threatens to displace 480 million people by 2100, endangering cities like Bangkok and Dubai. Immediate action is crucial to mitigate these impacts. As we address this, we must also consider the ocean's role in absorbing carbon dioxide, leading to acidification and threatening marine life. Oceans absorb 30% of carbon dioxide emissions, causing acidification. This threatens coral reefs with collapse by 2050, disrupting marine food webs and global fisheries. Immediate action is crucial to protect these ecosystems and ensure food security. Transitioning to sustainable practices in agriculture is vital to mitigate these impacts and preserve our oceans. Agriculture is a major environmental threat, responsible for 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions. Livestock uses 60% of agricultural land, emitting significant methane. It also consumes 75% of fresh water, exacerbating scarcity. Immediate reforms in agricultural practices are crucial to mitigate these impacts and ensure sustainable resource use. 40% of our soil is degraded, threatening food production. By 2045, food output could plummet 40% as our population nears 9.3 billion. This crisis demands urgent soil restoration to secure our future food supply and prevent widespread hunger. Immediate action is crucial to avert a global food and water security crisis. By 2025, two-thirds of the world could face water shortages, while 820 million people are already undernourished. With food demand projected to rise 70% by 2050, urgent agricultural reform is essential. We must address these challenges to ensure food and water security for future generations. The fashion industry is a major environmental offender, responsible for 10% of global carbon emissions and generating 92 million tons of textile waste annually. This unsustainable consumption pattern exacerbates the crisis. Immediate systemic reforms are crucial to curb this waste and reduce the industry's carbon footprint. Overfishing threatens marine life and the livelihoods of 3 billion people relying on fish for protein. With 30% of fisheries overexploited, marine ecosystems are at risk. Despite the World Trade Organization's ban on harmful subsidies, enforcement is weak. Immediate action is crucial to protect these vital resources and ensure sustainable fishing practices. Cobalt is vital for green technology, yet its mining in the Democratic Republic of Congo leads to severe contamination and exploitation. This paradox demands ethical supply chains and robust recycling initiatives. We must prioritize sustainable practices to ensure that our pursuit of green energy does not perpetuate environmental and human harm. The environmental crises of 2025 show a planet under immense pressure. Global collaboration, innovation, and policy changes are essential. Every sector must transform to avert catastrophe. Our narrow window for action demands immediate, unified efforts to secure a sustainable future. The time to act is now, for the sake of our planet and future generations.